amongst bloodlines, create nuisances. Nuisances among bloodlines. Even with people who have old famous relatives cause deaths around them when they were still alive. What's the fame? Was the fame enough? Or was there more that was required in order for the fame to increase? Going all the way back to even presidents, famous scholars, men of war. Changing. Changing, and changing. Time of even George Washington, Napoleon, Hitler. Fame within bloodlines only increase when the sacrifices or certain things are required in order to increase the fame. With much that is given, much is required. With much that is given, much is required. With much that is given, much is required. Responsible with a little, you will be given more tenfold, because you are responsible for little, so you will be given a lot to be responsible with a lot. I just can't understand the concept. Even some artists I do see that are signed to a record deal or a record label end up dying before it's over with around their artists that signed them to that record deal or record label. And so I ask, with the fame that someone is inquiring about, with much as that is given, much is required, such as even something being taken. So does a sacrificed increase have to increase tenfold in order for your fame to increase tenfold? Or you increase your fame, wanting your fame to increase tenfold, so a sacrifice. So things, or even maybe bloodshed, have to increase tenfold in order for a fame to increase tenfold. but also the reason why everyone would die around them, because curses do exist amongst bloodlines. Even not just entertainers, artists, but he goes back to the presidents, warlords, Hitler, Napoleon, Caesar the Great, Vlad the Impaler. Other great, or even good or evil, rulers, warriors, leaders, cursed bloodlines await. And they do not hit every single generation, but it would skip some and select a few generations for it to hit. Hit. In order for it to be increased tenfold, and tenfold. For the fame to increase tenfold, sacrifices must increase tenfold. Increasing. Things being taken in order for fame to increase tenfold. Your stature, your entitlement, your authority going up, and authority will increase when there are sacrifices that are increased. But let's not forget to be under this. Also, you would be under a curse of a bloodline, specifically a bull bloodline. In order for you to travel up in stature, one must know everything that's revealed. A revealing nature in order for things to come about, many images to be shown, in order for things to be increased. Even through the 13 bloodlines of 13 families, things increased tenfold. In order for one to be revealed, such things, the renewing would have to take place, so things would be clear for someone to see. Many things to take place in order for something to go forward. Much still required in order for these things to go forward. And so on, so forth. Things being given over to those that are responsible enough to have physical and spiritual maturity. And also the ones because the ones that would be running in a demonic influence know the responsibility in carrying a demonic influence, in being responsible with the load of carrying and being able to push certain things and do certain things because they are responsible in carrying that load. They have more of an influence over a world and society, and the same thing can increase tenfold. And also they are given over to the mindset to increase sacrifices more and more and more and more, so they would attain more and more and more and more in fame, wealth, in stature, leadership, ownership, authority would increase. Everything start in the spiritual and increase and go over and move into the physical realm to increase tenfold, because sacrifices have increased tenfold. The same thing is said for the person that walks in the light, that they are responsible for small loads. They will be given over and given bigger loads, because with much has been given, no matter if you walk in a realm of light or darkness, much is required. So, but the ones that will be given over to bigger influences have a bigger load to carry and has to be brought forth and pushed forward. In order for them to grow in stature. But it all determines where a person's heart shall lie and shall increase. Because the higher the authority, the higher the seeing, the higher the placing, and there's not any room to brag or boast. It's just saying you are a person responsible enough to carry bigger loads and bigger things in order for things to increase tenfold. Because you have been doing and already done your duty of due diligences. So your stature, not just would, but will increase. Tenfold, 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 tenfold. So, even with the 13 bloodlines of even blood family members, and yes, curses do exist amongst others, because even in family bloodlines, because these people, if you can give it over to a certain mindset, that would even be called a reprobate or a two-minded person. So they will be given over in making sacrifices plenty and many and plenty when they're walking in darkness. And on the other hand, the person that's walking in the light will give for many and plenty for their blessings that will increase tenfold, and also their authorities and everything else to increase tenfold, 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 tenfold. Always the heart and the mind will align in tune with the spiritual being and spiritual man to level out the playing field of which one you are in, will show to the higher authorities of which playing field you are not only walking in, but where your heart and everything within the heart is rooted in, to give out from, but to be shown, and also putting out to the world and to the universe itself, and also to the higher God that lives above but it's not as above, so below. It's to a higher being that lives above, and above. Divinity, God, you call this being, or the other being that so many do serve. There's either blessings or curses within the bloodline, determine on which bloodline, but you can also break bloodlines. No matter if you came and come from a certain bloodline, you can break curses within them. Nothing is wasted, nothing by accident. Nothing is by accident. And nothing will go forward void. At all. At all, at all, at all, at all, at all. But really it is a spiritual game in our world that many may not even realize that they are playing on, but they are playing on and on and on and on. Maybe people like in Hollywood or people in higher powers, places, and things to do their due diligences to increase their sacrifices, they will go up in their rankings. Forevermore, 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 fairness, 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 fairness. With the increasings of their bloodshed. There is monos within who, regardless if you are born or walk in the spirit of the light or the spirit of darkness, spirit of darkness will give over certain things to increase bloodshed, to be given more, even higher authorities, and also you walk in the spirit of light, you give more and are more prosperous. And within that, you will receive more, and also not just physically, but spiritually, mentally. Furthermore, things to be revealed to you that you need to put out, that you need to share within a message. And within that message is concealed, but it's not so much concealed for the ones that can receive. It is concealed for the ones that can't receive, but the others, it's spiritually concealed because they are unable to receive, because they're moving in wrong ways, spiritually, mentally, physically, within their own selves, their own lives, so on and so forth, so on and so forth, so on and so forth. Fairness, 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 fairness. Out.